Are you ready to rock with 4 NFL picks for Week 12? I'm Professor MJ, a former 15-year university statistics teacher turned into a full-time sports bettor. I've also been earning a profit over sportsbooks since 1999. The 4 betting tips that I'm about to unveil all concern divisional matchups: Cardinals, Seahawks, Commanders, Cowboys, Patriots, Dolphins, and finally Titans versus Texans. Let's not waste any more time by getting to the picks right now. Enjoy the video, my friend! I don't have high confidence in the following play, but I still think it holds small expected value. I am grabbing the Arizona Cardinals to win straight up in Seattle. This is my 10th best bet in the NFL for Week 12. The Cardinals are surprising the NFL world by owning a 1-game lead over all of their NFC West division rivals right now. Their point differential is plus 18 compared to minus 8 for Seattle. Arizona is in the midst of a 4-game winning streak. If you put your attention on their 4 losses this year, you will realize they occurred against top teams: the Bills, the Packers, the Lions, and also the Commanders. Those clubs hold a combined 32-10 record. Not enough people are praising Kyler Murray right now. Did you know that he has thrown just 3 interceptions compared to 12 TD passes while adding 4 more scores on the ground? Arizona will be well rested as well. Not only are they coming off their bye week, but prior to that, they also played 2 games in a row at home. The Cards lost both meetings with the Seahawks last year. Joshua Dobbs was the QB in one of those games, while the other was a heartbreaker for Arizona. Tyler Lockett scored a late TD before converting a 2-point conversion that gave the team a 21-20 lead. Then Matt Prater missed a 51-yard field goal that would have given Arizona the victory. In that game, the Cards dominated total yardage, 466 to 327. They certainly deserved a better fate. It will be payback time this Sunday. My next NFL bet for Week 12 goes to the Washington Commanders laying 10 points at home against the crumbling Cowboys. It ranks as my 9th most confident play of the weekend in the NFL. Obviously, the mindset on Dallas' side is not good at all. Dak Prescott is done for the season, and they have lost their past 5 games by an average margin of 20 points per game. To me, the only good news for the Cowboys is how Cooper Rush played last week. I felt like he did a better than expected job against a tough Texans pass defense. He finished the game with 354 passing yards despite missing Jake Ferguson for 95% of the game. However, I still envision a crushing win by Washington. First, they will be looking to avenge a couple of humiliating losses suffered last year: 45-10 in Dallas and 38-10 in Washington. Even if they take a good lead, they won't take their foot off the gas. The Commanders also get a big edge in terms of rest. They get 3 extra days to game plan against Dallas since they played last Thursday. Meanwhile, the Cowboys get a short week after playing on Monday. Jaden Daniels' production has taken a dip. After starting the season with a 7-2 record, the team has lost 2 games in a row, and Daniels has not been as effective. Could it be explained by his rib injury? If so, he will probably feel a lot healthier after being off for 10 days. I think Washington rolls in this one, so let's go with the Commanders minus 10 points in this NFC East showdown. Would you be so kind as to take just a couple of seconds to to click the thumbs up button right now to show your appreciation? Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. I am betting over 45.5 points to be scored in the AFC East matchup between the Patriots and the Dolphins. This play is rated 3 stars out of 5, and it represents my 7th best bet of the week. In case you are wondering, yes, that is me when I was young. Let's start by focusing on New England. Their defense was more effective earlier in the season. During the course of their first 5 games, they gave up an average of 20.4 points per game. Since then, this average has grown to 24.3. If we flip to the offense, it has fared better with Drake May under center. In the 5 games started by the rookie signal caller, the Pats have scored an average of 19 points per game. That's not very good, but things were even worse when Jacoby Brissett was under center. Indeed, they put 14.5 points on the board per game on average. Ouch! So, in other words, we have a couple of signs suggesting more points are likely to be scored in the Patriots game. Let's continue the analysis by looking at the Dolphins. Their offense has gotten a huge spark from getting Tua Tagovailoa back in the lineup. When he wasn't on the field for the entire game, Miami scored an average of 10 points per game. When he's played the whole game, that figure nearly tripled. In fact, the Dolphins have put 26.4 points per game on the scoreboard. In Week 10, I thought Miami's defense had taken a good leap forward when they limited the Rams to just 15 points. However, they took a step back last week when they allowed 328 total yards to a weak Raiders offense. Vegas converted 8 of 14 third down attempts, which is a very high rate. To me, we have several indications that we may see some fireworks in this game. Keep in mind how Tua and company scored a boatload of points at home last season, 32 per game. They could end up putting between 35 and 40 points against the Pats this weekend, so we won't need New England's offense to do much to make the over a winner. Before we get into another pick, click the subscribe button now and hit the little bell that allows you to get a notification every time I post new sports betting picks for you. I like the Tennessee Titans to cover the large 8.5 point spread in Houston this Sunday. Let me explain my arguments supporting this play that got a 4-star rating. To me, the Titans are the 3rd best bet of the NFL weekend. 5 of Houston's 7 wins were very tight, since the margin of victory was 3, 3, 4, 6, and 2. The Texans have been playing good football, but they have not blown out many teams this year. In fact, let's focus on their 2 home games against divisional opponents. The Texans beat the Jaguars 24-20, while they also picked up the W against the Colts, this time by a 23-20 score. As you can see, both matches were against fairly weak opponents, but in both cases, they won by a small margin. I am hoping the same phenomenon occurs this Sunday. Will Levis was a turnover machine earlier this season. Then he suffered an injury that kept him out of action for a while. Since returning to action, he has tossed 3 TD passes versus 1 interception. And that was against a couple of very stingy defenses, the Vikings and the Chargers. I think that's a good step forward. Suppose you were to take a look at the top defenses in terms of yards allowed per game. You will find out that the Titans rank 2nd, while the Texans occupy spot number 4. Both squads know how to limit opposing offenses, so I suspect we are in for a close divisional battle. I would be surprised if the Texans blew out Tennessee. Don't forget how the Texans were in action on Monday night, so they lose 1 day of rest and preparation. Tennessee also lost both meetings with Houston in 2023, So we have the revenge factor on our side as well. In short, I really like Tennessee with the extra 8.5 points in this game. That looks like a solid value wager in my humble opinion. I am offering you a couple of great NFL products for Week 12. First, you can gain access to the rest of my 10 best NFL bets for the upcoming weekend. If the top 6 plays generate a losing record, you get fully refunded. As simple as that. Secondly, I have often repeated how the easiest way to beat bookies in the NFL is via player proposition bets. The lines are much softer and easier to beat. Last Sunday, we picked up a 7-3 record on those plays, as you can see on your screen right now. Go ahead and grab this gold package. The investment required is higher, but it is worth it if you intend to grow your bankroll. It also comes with a guarantee of performance, otherwise you get your money back. Click the links below this video to gain exclusive access to those valuable products. I'm Professor MJ, holder of a Ph.D. in statistics and bookie crusher since 1999. Have a lucrative weekend, my friend!